You've just entered the fucking hot zone. This is No Party Preference, being brought in by the sweet, sweet serenades of Millennial Frog. My name's Josh. I'm here today with good buddy Frank.
Hey, I get to be here.
Yeah, I finally get to be here. It's not the way I expected you to start this off, Frank.
Fuck, I get to be here.
That also was not the way I was expecting. I was just expecting...
There's just no pleasing you then.
I was just expecting... Hello, I'm Frank. I am Frank.
Okay, sorry. I'll learn my place. Hi.
I am Frank.
I be Frank.
Yay, I get to be here. You were invited, correct?
For once.
How many appearances have you made on this show,
3.
Frank?
3.
3?
2 of them I had to beg.
None of them you had to beg.
2 of them.
You did not beg. How do you define begging?
I had to ask. So
That's not begging. That's asking a question.
Again, like I said in the anime podcast, being facetious.
I know, and I'm also being facetious.
And saying that I wasn't asked. I wasn't invited. I asked to be part of it.
Oh, God. Okay, well, this time you've been officially invited. How do you feel?
Slighted.
I guess that's appropriate. Anyways, if you too feel slighted by this, you can voice your opinions at Game Rage Magazine on Instagram and TikTok. You can also go to Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. And if you're feeling really lucky and you want to slide into our YouTube comments, you can go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube. If you want to see the full menu of podcasts and content we have available, go to GameRageMagazine.com. The fuck was that?
I don't fucking know.
Well, don't put it in there. It's going to get all fucking antsy in your pants.
In the wrapper.
It's all antsy in the pantsy. Anyways, this, like I said, is No Party Preference. We are going today to discuss... Don't slide that at me all aggressively.
I tossed it. Not my fault it slid to you.
Anyways, today we're going to talk about freedom of speech. Now, me personally...
Don't believe in it.
Well, no, that's shut the fuck up. I don't believe in freedom. I think you should just do whatever the government says and no questions asked. And that's just the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Joe Biden comes out.
That was literally just him crashing into the wall.
He fell through a plate glass window. Anyways, now personally, I am what some would refer to as a free speech absolutist. I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say. But, by the same token, people are allowed to think what they want to think. And if some consequences should come your way, well, that's on you.
So if you tell somebody you think they suck at basketball and then they shoot you in the head, totally acceptable?
Yeah, man, totally acceptable. No, I don't think it's totally acceptable. But I'm just saying, I meant like in terms of, like if you're let's say you're a YouTuber and you say something, I don't know,
Okay.
culturally insensitive, let's just say.
Okay, it's like making fun of somebody.
Sure. And then you get like a whole bunch of people that unsubscribe.
So you think that's bullshit
What?
for them to unsubscribe?
No. I'm saying I think that's like a consequence is what I'm talking about. Like that's the like, oh, okay, if there's a consequence to that, then cool. Like you have to be okay with
So
that.
somewhere from unsubscribing to unaliving
To killing. Yeah, that's there's a spectrum. It's like we've talked about in the past.
Because you were a big supporter of Will Smith's action against Chris Rock for using his freedom of speech.
I support that he should be able to say whatever the fuck he wants. Chris Rock said whatever he wanted, right? Mm-hmm. And Will Smith said whatever he wanted in response.
He said he smacked the shit out of him.
Well, no. It didn't start off that. He didn't go straight to smacking him. It started off with, shut your fuck. All right. I don't know what happened, but
If we
The thing like stopped fucking recording for some reason. So, anyways, what are you fucking doing?
My fucking phone was like playing audio from apps I'm not even on.
Shitty fucking Android. My fucking iPhone never does that.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I'm sure it doesn't.
Anyways, the Will Smith thing. Yeah, I think that Will Smith should be able to say whatever he wants about Chris Rock saying whatever Chris Rock wanted about his fucking wife.
Mm-hmm. But he didn't say anything.
What?
He didn't say anything.
Well, later he did, but I'm just saying, like, that's where you should be able to meet equal force with equal force, right? So if he says something to you, you can use words and say whatever the hell you want back, and that's it. You can say whatever you want. No one can tell you can't say those things.
But going physical?
I mean, listen, I'm all in favor of a good scrap, but, you know, I mean...
So my thing is, if it's a protected act, you should be afraid to say what you want to say.
Yeah, sure.
But if you're going to allow people to smack the shit out of you for saying shit...
Well, and this is where things get... Well, yeah, are you going to allow people to smack the shit out of you? That's the other question.
The fucking Emmys did.
Yeah. So they did. And that's another thing that's very fucking strange about this whole fucking... Not that thing specifically, but our quote-unquote freedoms in general. Like, the government can't infringe your rights or else there's a consequence, right?
Yes.
But the corporations are allowed to do whatever the hell they want to you. They can censor you. They can... What?
And individuals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Individual people can deny your rights. So then, like, again...
But then again, the First Amendment only protects you from the government.
Well, all of the amendments essentially only protect you against... the Constitution only protects you from the government. Yes. It doesn't protect you against private citizens, technically.
Exactly.
But that's the whole thing.
That's where the other one, the Bill of Rights, comes in.
I think that also does not apply to anyone but the government as well. Like, I don't think there's one that applies to, I mean, other than like labor laws or whatever, that they're minimally maybe even required to follow.
But what I'm saying, there's other doctrines when it comes to individuals as opposed to the government. The Constitution, because the founding fathers just got done fighting a fucking war against their government.
Right. So they wanted to make sure that the new government couldn't do all that shit to them or to their people again, basically, which is what they fought for.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why the First Amendment...
Yeah, it only protects you from the government.
Yes.
But I just still think that's bullshit because then it's if you can be censored by anyone, then that's not a right. It's a privilege that can be taken away.
But then on the other end of that spectrum, so we get if you look at those videos, like the guy that goes around, I think it's Mike Wash or something like that, where he goes around like he's the one that got famous for that meme with the I disagree with something, change my mind.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he goes to college boards and people literally try to shut him up and to get physical with him, throw shit at him, call the cops to get rid of him. But the cops can't do shit because it's a First Amendment. Now, if you tell people now that they can't stop you from saying that. So, what's the word? If I want to scream louder than you speaking, so you can't be heard. Should I get arrested?
No,
because my freedom of speech was louder than yours.
Still, you have the freedom to say that if you want to just talk louder.
But when you start saying the government should be saying, "Hey, people shouldn't be infringed with people," then you're giving the power to the government to say what speech is.
No,
protected.
I'm not saying that the government should be the one enforcing any of this. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that the government should have anything to do.
I know you're not saying that, but I'm just saying
enforcing it.
By making it where you have to, where individuals can't interfere with individuals, where corporations can't do it, you're giving the only other entity that can govern that is the government. So it's going to lead into that.
Okay, then by the same token, the government is governing itself with not infringing upon your rights. So if they decide they want to infringe upon your rights and not let you do anything about it, then it's the same thing. They could.
Yeah, and it's an issue.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. it's gonna just lead to it's gonna open a floodgate when you try to enforce it within people to people and people to the corporations.
Well, here's the difference. You can go and let's say whatever you could if somebody violates your rights, what do you do? If the government violates your rights, what do? You sue them, right?
Sue 'em.
Okay. So if an individual person or a corporation violates your rights, what do? You sue them, and then you let a jury trial. You go through the process of our judicial system. So it's not the government telling you, it's a jury of
part of our government.
A jury of your peers is not a part of the judicial government. It's a jury of your peers
that were paid by the judicial government to answer in the way they want you.
The $7 a fucking day that they give you.
No, I'm talking about bribes, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, you think people are gonna get bribed by fucking who? The government? They don't have any money. All their money's gone to fucking Israel and the Ukraine. They don't have any money to fucking in the military industrial complex. They don't have any money to fucking pay bribery.
Why do no Fourth Amendment laws ever infringements ever get to the Supreme Court?
That's not true. That's why the fucking Miranda right exists.
I'm just saying. Actually, said they don't go there anymore because the cops fucking shell out the money to make sure he doesn't get that far anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't, like, who they shell out the money to who?
The victim. I'm just saying. Money talks, laws don't.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
All I'm saying is that there's no such thing as a biased fucking judgment of your peers. Especially in today's society.
Sure.
Whether it be through misinformation or guiding or fucking straight up bribing, a jury is never going to be biased.
Sure, but I've said before, I don't think our system's obviously not perfect. It's very flawed. There's problems with it.
There is no perfect system.
And I don't know what the system is that's better than this.
But so far,
all I'm saying, this system is not the best.
No.
It needs to change. I don't have an answer for what the difference is. Because we should be able to say what the fuck we want to say and do what we want to do and not worry about motherfuckers coming in and tell us what we can and cannot do.
Yeah, but again, when you're in... I get what you're saying, but like say in the sense of Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and all that, it's somebody else's property. And they can decide what to do with their property. If they don't want you saying what they don't like...
Well, that's where this needs to be changed.
Yes. Like
there needs to be something that says, hey, corporation, listen, the Constitution also applies to you. Mm-hmm. It applies to everyone. So if you go around and you fucking, I don't know, if a corporation wanted to unreasonably search my belongings for no fucking apparent reason, just because they wanted to, if they came to my house and wanted to fucking... Exactly,
it's a Fourth Amendment violation.
Right, but it doesn't apply to a company. It applies to only the government now. Mm-hmm. So the company can... If your employer wants to come to your house and fucking search your shit, you can't sue them for violating your Fourth Amendment.
Well, I work for apartment complexes. Yeah. You can sue us for that.
Yeah, but it's not for violating the Fourth Amendment. It's for violating like their renters' rights that like the state gave them or whatever. Because you have the renters whatever thing is what they had to make that so people could sue them for stuff. Because people tried, I think, to sue for violating Fourth Amendment, and I believe it was ruled that a corporation can't violate. A corporation is a person. Remember, a corporation is a person.
Yeah,
that's been Supreme Court identified as a person.
So that means they can run for president.
And a person, yes, exactly. They already do run for president. If you think about it. Just whichever corporations pay the winning side, essentially. That's...
Well, I was saying, there was a joke for Helsing a Bridge. Because in their version of the show, America Falls. Because the joke is that Millennium is this Nazi vampire organization is infiltrating and attacking Britain.
Okay.
And the Vatican is like just sitting back, yes, Protestants, die. They're supposed to go hell. He goes, by the way, what's the news? America's imploded. So Millennium infiltrated them too. No. Okay, then. just to say, like, no, they just imploded on their own fucking...
Yeah, I mean, listen, our system...
And the end of the joke is, like, 10 years later, he goes, Well, yeah, since the Americans decided that corporations were people, they can also run for president. And Pepsi Cola, Walmart, Apple, whatever, Amazon, like it was like a whole long name of a bunch of corporations.
Yeah.
Has done wonders for the economy, considering they are the economy.
I mean, that is very true about if the government says that you're a person, company, but then they're going to also tell you at the same time.
And they can also tell you you're not a person, or you count 2/3 of a person.
Yeah, exactly. Again, the government's fucked. It's fucked up. I don't think there should be a government. Fuck it all. Let's get rid of it. Let's start over.
Yeah, that's working great for Somalia.
Somalia never had a fucking government. It's been 3 decades since they had a government.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're working so great, right?
Because they never fucking wanted to get a new one.
No, but you're saying that pure anarchy with no government is the answer in the Somalia that has it.
It's not pure anarchy in Somalia. There's a dictatorship of fucking the warlord that's in power.
That's what anarchy is always going to lead to.
Not always.
Name another example.
Not always.
Name another example.
Well, I don't know. Fuck. Most societies, anarchistic societies, don't necessarily even exist
because
nowadays. Because everyone, no, they can't. Well, they can't exist in the sense of if you are in an area that requires government. Most places require government because government they want to tell everybody what to do. Right?
There's no system. There's no society that hasn't existed that survived that was anarchistic.
Because someone always wants to take over.
That's the thing. Okay, right now, we erase the government. We're going to get warlords. We're going to get...
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as going to be as anarchy because something will always replace it. There's always going to be a power vacuum and it's always going to get filled.
Technically, it is just all anarchy. Because it's constantly changing.
No, because anarchy is uncontrolled chaos. It's literally described as uncontrolled chaos.
No, anarchy is just no government. Like, the governmental system of anarchy is no state. There's no state that exists. It's not the definition of the word anarchy.
Just like a true communism society, in anarchy, it can't exist.
It can't exist.
No, because there's going to be the power vacuum. And it always has to be filled.
Not always.
Again, for anarchy to work, it's the same principle as for communism to work, is for everybody not to be corrupt. Yeah. Or not for everybody to be power hungry.
And this is the other thing. It's not going to work in a large scale society.
It's not going to work in general.
It can work on a local small level. It could work...
In what sense?
Like a village, I guess, would be the right appropriate term.
There's always a village head. There's always a mayor. There's always somebody that everybody turns to in situations. There's never going to be a way for anarchy to work because somebody has to be in charge.
No, they don't have. Nobody has to be in charge.
Even if somebody doesn't want to be in charge, somebody becomes in charge because there's somebody that everybody turns to.
I don't think so. I disagree with that.
Give me a reason.
Well, I'm telling you that it's not that always somebody has to be in charge.
Name me a time that's been the case.
Okay. What about an example prior to mankind essentially having, well, like I said, governance systems? Anarchy was the fucking system.
There was always someone in charge.
Not always.
Just even in the fucking animal kingdom, we fucking have pack leaders. We have the silverbacks. There's always an alpha. Even in the fucking animal kingdom, there's no anarchy.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Look at the ocean. And the ocean is a prime example.
There's a school of fish. There's always the one that leads the fish.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
There's plenty of occasions where the fish just fucking all go instinctually together.
If they're not part of a pod. If they're an individual, then yeah.
A pod is a fucking for whales.
You know what I fucking mean?
That's what I'm saying.
If it's a fish by itself, absolutely anarchy is going to work because it's the fish answering to himself.
Yeah, not alone.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only way it works is if you're answering to yourself. But in a societal means, there's always a leader.
Well, I mean, it can work.
It can work, dude.
It can work.
Right now, if you eliminate the government, guess what? The chief of staff is going to take over the United States as a new warlord. Because the military is going to take over.
Maybe. Not if everybody just decided, like, hey, fuck it, let's just all go about our business and do whatever everybody wants to do, and then that's the end of it. Why do we need to have a government?
Yeah,
see, if we weren't conditioned from fucking centuries of having basically people in charge and tell us what to do, then it could work. See, we need to just evolve. That's what needs to happen. We need to mentally evolve.
You mean devolve?
No,
because
evolve.
We're a pack society. We evolved to survive that way. So in order for us to get away from that, we have to devolve.
No, we have to evolve to the next level, which is not needing that. That's evolution forward, not backwards.
In order to mate and breed and create a society, you have to have, to create more life, you have to have a society to interact with. Otherwise, you get those fucking crazy ass fucking hillbillies in the Appalachian Mountains.
I mean, they exist. They're there.
With 12 fucking arms.
I mean, that's better than one. I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Either way, what I'm saying is we should have the freedom to say what the fuck we want to say.
But in an anarchist society, you have the freedom of...
All right, and listen, I'm going to say this. I'm not saying anarchy is the fucking way.
You literally said that 15 minutes ago.
I said, sure, that would be great. But, okay, maybe I misspoke. Individualism in anarchy is the way to go.
What do you mean by
Not
that?
as a collective. You live your life as the principles as you want to live them. Somebody comes to fuck with you, you fuck with them back. If you don't want to become a slave. That's the bottom line.
So everyone should be sovereign citizens.
No, I don't think sovereign citizens. You just live your life the way you want.
That's what sovereign citizens believe.
Yeah, everybody should just do that. If everybody did that, then fuck, that'd be great. Because then nobody would fucking...
That's just, again, that's just anarchy because they don't follow the laws.
Listen, I just want to get rid of the government, okay? I think the government's shit and we need to get rid of it. That's what I think.
Again, I hate to side with boomers on this one, but you sound like their idea of what a horrible millennial is in the sense of they only want to talk about problems but never want to show a solution.
Yeah, I'm giving you a solution. Destroy the government.
But what's going to replace the government? Doesn't
matter. Anything. Anything to replace the government that's better than what it is. It doesn't matter.
But then if we just eliminate the government right now, the entirety of the United States goes to chaos. Fuck, even Mexico is going to come and take us over. And then we're under Mexican government law. So the whole point of getting rid of the government is fucking a moot point because we're just going to be replaced by a shittier one.
There's a lot of assumptions there. I'm saying we get rid of the government and we start over. I'm not saying here's the thing. I'm not saying we need this is the other thing. I'm not saying we need to change our governmental system. I'm saying we need to get rid of the government.
But that's what they're saying. Without the government or the military, the police, all that shit, it's gonna cause chaos. And then if the whole country's in chaos, then what's going to stop Russia from invading?
Here's the thing. I'm not. Well, first of all, logistics is going to stop Russia from fucking invading, and China. Second of all,
it's good. What doesn't matter?
Saying is,
as long as they get here, while we're all fucking killing each other because there's no laws.
They still got to get here.
But it doesn't matter. An organized force is always going to be.
If the government disappears, it's not like everyone that's on our naval ships are just going to all of a sudden be done. We're leaving.
But they're not getting orders. They don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on with Russia anymore because our system's no longer communicating with them.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the whole thing. I'm saying this whole civilian side of the government needs to stop and just say, okay, day one done. Day two, this new people put in.
But again, a power vacuum is going to happen.
It's not a power vacuum.
In your example, the only thing left to take it over is going to be the military. And then we're in a military dictatorship.
Delete the government, have new elections with none of the people that were involved before, Or like I've said before, we need to have a governmental service draft. That's what the draft needs to become. Where you're mandated by law to serve for 2 years or whatever the number we say is.
There was a book about that, and it didn't turn out well for those people.
Well, what book was that?
There's this book I read, but it was like, I mean, it was to the extreme of bad. It was like,
was it a documentary book or a historical book?
It was just a book talking about stories.
It was a fictional book.
Yes.
So then it's fucking made up.
I hope so.
Either way, if you required compulsory service to the government by being a legislature or being whatever, then that would eliminate a lot of this nonsense that we have going on now. With all these people. Because that's why, because again, the people who make the laws are in office for 50 years.
I'm not saying that system works.
I'm not saying it does either. I'm just saying that that's what needs to stop.
I'm just saying that anarchy is the absolute worst thing you could fucking ask for.
No, fuck it. Who cares? It's better than this.
It's going to be mass deaths, mass chaos.
That's okay. That's probably what we need. That's probably what we need to get everybody to go, hey, you know what, guys?
So you're willing to sacrifice everyone you know for a new government?
No, I didn't say that.
You're going to guarantee the protection of everybody you know?
Everybody that I can't. No, you can't protect everyone that you know
from mass chaos.
Yeah, you can't. It would be impossible to protect every single person you know. Hell, I know a lot of people, and I don't like most of them.
The thing, you can't. You don't know what you're gonna lose by doing that.
Yeah. As is everything. Everything's a risk-reward situation.
Now, in this current situation.
In our current situation, you're telling me that let's assume our elections are legitimate. You're telling me that the choice between Donald Trump and fucking Joe Biden.
If our elections were legit,
you're telling me
this situation wouldn't be going on.
I'm saying if this was legit and these were the two choices that they gave us to run the country, you're telling me that one of them is better than anarchy? I don't think so.
Yes.
Definitely not.
You sound like you sound like they made fun of this in this fucking South Park, where everybody said, oh, an unexperienced person got elected to become the president, referring to Barack Obama.
Okay.
And literally everybody thought it was the end of the world. And they fucking started burying themselves in caves and shit like that because they thought it was the literal end of the fucking world that Barack Obama was going to become president of the United States.
Okay.
And the joke was that the next day nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And the next day nothing happened. Mm-hmm. But it's been unfortunate for the last, 10 years. Things have been slowly happening.
But there's a difference between someone taking over and still running the country while this country is still running, as opposed to nothing's running, power, electricity, same thing, power, gas, all that shit, fucking gone. All of a sudden gone. No police, no nothing. Nothing to prevent people from breaking the law.
Just because the federal government stops running, doesn't mean the electricity and everything's going to immediately shut off.
If the state government isn't going to be paying the electric company, why is the electric company going to be powering us?
The state doesn't pay. We pay the fucking electric company. Do you get an electric bill? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're paying fucking for the electric company. Why are they going to stop?
So you're saying the state government has nothing to do with it?
No, I didn't say that at all. I'm just saying that they will give us the power because we keep
look at
paying
Riverside.
for it.
Riverside's electrical power is through
the city.
Just tell me good morning.
That's weird.
Yeah. They're listening.
They're talking about stuff that we don't want people, we don't want them saying these things. They're talking about stuff.
But no, my thing is, so look at Riverside. Their power comes from the city of Riverside.
Yes, correct.
But that government's no longer going to be in existence. Where are they going to get their power now? Where are they going to get their water?
I said we need to get rid of the federal government, Frank.
And who pays? And so
who pays? The city doesn't get paid. Who? Yes, they
so
get
the federal
grants
you're saying right now, the federal government gives no money to the states.
No, I didn't say that. but the states are to run independently on their own. They're not fully reliant. If the government stops sending the states money, they would not cease to exist.
But then it's not anarchy then. Because anarchy is no government. That means state, federal, city.
On a federal level, we need to get rid of everybody. And if that counts and if that starts as anarchy.
So then it goes back to what I said. There always needs to be somebody in charge.
Yeah, someone will be in charge. We need to change the system. Listen, I'm just taking the extreme of anarchy to get my point across that the system needs to change.
It's making you look like an idiot because you're saying complete chaos, pandemonium, everybody fucking dying is the way to go.
It's better than what we have now. It's better than what we have right now.
Why don't you go live in Mexico for a week and tell me that's better?
Cool. It's better than what I have now.
Okay, now you're being.
If there's no law, it's better than living in Mexico for sure.
There is no law in Mexico.
Yeah, there's the drug cartel law.
Yeah.
That's law. I'm saying there's no
exactly
law.
What's going to happen if you get rid of the government.
No. Well, that's not exactly what's going to happen.
The fucking people with the weapons are going to be the ones in charge, i.e. the government or the military, the police, or the fucking cartels. It's the survival of the fittest, survival of the strong.
Yeah, survival of the fittest. Everybody else dies. Fuck it.
All right, I mean, I'm dead.
Get my point across.
I'm fucking dead. My family's dead.
You don't know that.
You think I'm gonna You think I'm part of the strong?
I wouldn't say you're not. You don't know.
Bad back, bad knee. Sisters are in the 40s and 50s.
Okay.
My niece is gonna fucking get sex trafficked.
We don't know that. That's not a guarantee.
It's a most likely.
It's not so you're telling me that if fucking the federal government stopped existing, that all of a sudden all the women are going to just get sex trafficked?
I'm saying there's no government. Because that's the extreme you want.
Yeah, I want there to be no federal government.
No, you're saying
that's what I said.
Government is what you're saying.
Federal government. I'm talking about the federal government here. The state governments and the local governments, they'll keep shit together.
But again, that's not anarchy. That's not anarchy.
I'm using the example of anarchy to get my point across to the extreme. That is to the extreme, right? I'm using it to get my point across to the extreme. I don't actually think anarchy would fucking work, okay?
That's not what the beginning of this argument was. You were saying?
My point of saying that it would be better than what we have now. I don't think anarchy could fucking work long term. Short term, it could work. Short term, it could work.
And again, remember, anarchy.
To get us to whatever the next level of government.
You saying no federal government, but local government's okay, is not anarchy.
Listen, I think we need to get rid of all of them. That's my point that I'm making.
That's what I'm just saying. If we get rid of all government, including the local.
I'm saying we get rid of it and start over. That's what the point. If anarchy is the thing that gets us to the transition to start over.
If you get rid of it right now.
Yeah.
You think everyone's just going to listen?
It's not going to just get gotten rid of overnight. It's impossible. It's never going to happen.
That's what you're saying.
That scenario doesn't work.
That's what I say. Anarchy doesn't work.
So what? We just get rid of the government right now? Okay, we get rid of the government right now. Then what happens? Everything. Well, it's not going to be an overnight trend. It's going to be a process. And if anarchy is one stop on the process that we have to get there to whatever the next thing is for a short time, then okay. Let's do that. That's better than just stagnating like we have been for the last, 75 years as a country, just sort of stagnating with the same old bullshit. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's do something different. Federal government's fucked shit up. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So what?
What?
What are you pissy about?
I'm just saying okay.
All right. So what is the ideal form of government then?
There's no such thing.
Yeah, it sucks.
You're the one that's convinced yourself that there's one out there.
No, I never said that there's a perfect. I literally said that when I opened this. I don't know what the answer is, and there is no perfect form of government.
And then you said the answer is anarchy.
I said it's better than what we have now.
No, you said the answer was anarchy.
Yeah, the answer is anarchy because it's better than what we have now. To get us to what we need to be better, that's what it should be.
Okay.
Anarchy.
Okay.
I just think we need to fucking make a change. I think there needs to be some change, an extreme, and that's my whole point. Is that it's never going to change unless we resort to some sort of extreme fucking action. Because when the people who are in charge, who make the money, who restrict the things we can and can't do, they're never going to change it so that, oh, well, we have your best interest in heart. Mm-hmm. No, they don't. They want to restrict the things we can say and we can't say because that's what they want to do. That's how they stay in charge. And so the only way you do that is to get them out of being in charge, right? I'm just saying anarchy is an option.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the perfect form of government.
It's literally the worst.
I wouldn't say it's the worst. There's probably definitely fucking more. Well, I don't even know if it's necessarily a form of governance because there is no governance. So I don't even think that counts as governance because there's no governance at all.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, it's probably not even a form of government because there's no government. Is that like Schrodinger's cat?
No.
Is it a government when just because you observed it, or
It doesn't even relate.
maybe yeah, it does. If it's the absence of government, how can it be called a government? Just like if the cat's alive or dead in the box, how can is it alive? Is it dead? No, it's only that way until you observe it. So, how is the form of governance? Is it government or is it government because you observed it to be a government because you said it was a government? But there is no government.
You're really trying to stretch to make that work.
I'm trying, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Probably didn't work out so good.
I think you realized it, but you were just too deep into it.
Well, again, I was trying to make the extreme example, and then I was just trying to fucking go for it and see what happened. So, there you go. Look, we learned something today. You can't argue that anarchy is the answer. You can't even argue that there is an answer. But the point being is that whatever the answer is, there's something that's better than this. This is not the way to keep doing things, I feel like. Could it be agreed that this is definitely not the way we should continue doing things?
Sure.
So you think we should just keep doing it the way we've been doing it?
I didn't say that.
That's what it sounded like.
I said sure to your question.
Sure.
Is that I'm sorry, does sure become a no?
Well, it became like a,
I'm just saying, yeah, you're right on that, but I don't agree with you 100%.
Good. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, anyways, freedom of speech. We don't have it. It's a privilege, not a right. Motherfuckers want to tell us what we can and can't do.
This isn't the freedom of speech episode anymore. This ceased to be in the first 20 minutes.
I mean, we talked about it for 20 minutes and then it fucking turned into this for the next 20 minutes. Whatever. Started off that way. It's going to say that. Freedom of speech.
I don't think so.
Freedom of speech and anarchism.
No, we'll talk about it later.
Why not? Why are we talking about it now?
Well, how much time we got?
Oh, I mean, we're good. We hit 30. We're at 40 minutes, so we're good. I mean, we can.
No, I mean, we'll talk about it for the episode title.
Oh, like the name? Oh, yeah. All right. That's fine. Anyways. Well, you got anything else to add?
I hate you.
Of course you do. Who doesn't?
Did you ask me if I had something to add?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, you have good days and bad days.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
What?
It doesn't do with anything. I don't know. I'm fucking tired of shit. Anyways. All right. I think that's good. Fuck it. Good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough. Well, anyways, if you want to listen to our other podcast, you go to Game Rage podcast. Just go to GameRageMagazine.com. Don't fucking ask. What?
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai. If you want to listen to more Pad Thai, go to GameRageMagazine.com. If you want to order Pad Thai, go to Instagram and DM at Game Rage Magazine on Instagram or TikTok with your Pad Thai order. If you have Twitter and X, we also accept orders there at Game Rage Mag. YouTube, our newest order platform at Game Rage Magazine. We're not on DoorDash yet. We're definitely not on Yelp.
The joke died. Stop.
What's the other one? Uber Eats? We're not on that one either.
The joke's dead. Stop.
It's only dead if you kill it. It's Schrodinger's joke.
I killed it.
It's only dead if you observe it to be dead. I'm looking at it and it's alive and well. It's flourishing, as a matter of fact. Shit, the joke just is about to get married, and you want to kill this guy? Just got a college fucking degree. He went and got student loans. He fucking came from nothing. He came from the hood. Okay, goodbye. Oh, fuck, that's the wrong button. I had it hooked up to the wrong thing. Oh, that's why. That was why it fucked up, because I didn't fucking have it plugged into the exit main channel. God